This is Friend of the Family, created by C. Paris and is a strange and unusual production. Please visit our website at strangeandunusual.com. That's STRANGENUNUSUAL.com. Thank you.
Our story begins Monday, morning in the afternoon. That's morning spelled M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, meaning grieving. To say, it starts at a funeral.
Would it kill you to speak English?
Quite possibly. But to be plainer to those who lack the intellectual capacity for wordplay,
I will hurt you.
We open at a funeral. In many ways, it was the same as any other. The mourners dressed in black, filing into the gray graveyard, paying their final respects to the corporeal component of the man that they once knew. However, in other respects, this funeral is unique to the Belford family. For it's Henry Belford who is being buried today, in that they are not just burying a man, but a man who has been chosen, a hunter in the shadows, a hero who fights against the darkness.
For the love of a god I do not believe in, give us the Cliff's Notes version.
Fine. Ugh. Monsters are real. This family hunts them, save this officious asshole that keeps interrupting me. Now may I continue to set the mood?
Naturally.
With Henry's passing, a new hunter must rise to the occasion. Here she is, a girl of but 16 years with long brown hair and slight of build. Her name is Alice Belford, and she has come to pay her respects to the one who came before her.
Hey, Uncle Henry. Sorry you died. Although, you did pretty good for a hunter. Graham said that no hunter ever died of old age, but I guess you came pretty close at 60. You know, if it weren't for the 20 metal spikes driven into your body as part of an occult ritual to raise some ancient and forgotten evil. Still, you did stop them, so good on you. Well, any advice? Didn't think so.
Alice, dear, how are you holding up?
All right, I guess.
Good. Glad to hear it. So are you driving already?
Yeah. Got my license and everything.
Think you're ready to become the hunter and fill his boots, as it were?
How is it that even in a family who fight against unimaginable terror, you still find people who have nothing better to do than to harass you about future plans?
Pardon?
Looking forward to it.
Ah, glad to hear it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I feel compelled to wander off in the other direction. Away!
Forgive my lapse in narration, dear listeners. The gentleman speaking to Alice was none other than the head of the prestigious Belford family, her great-uncle Lawrence. It is he who selected Alice. Out of those in the family who wished to become the hunter, others sought to become heroes of their generation and to carry on the proud family tradition. But out of them all, she was chosen.
Because nothing strikes terror into the cold black hearts of monsters quite like a 90-pound human who can't even vote. Is it my damn entrance yet?
No, shut it. My apologies again. This buffoon who keeps interrupting me is, sadly, a great part of the reason why the Belfords have been so successful in their quest to eliminate supernatural evil. For he is a vampire, bound...
You can skip this bit.
A vampire bound to serve the family and to their last generation, who must protect them to honor a sacred vow which...
That's enough. Point being, Henry's dead. What a pity. Alice is having the whole attack of responsibility thing, and I, the handsome devil that I am, that seducer of women and all-around badass, finally make my entrance.
Oh, Asmodeus. I didn't see you there.
Alice, you've grown. The last time I saw you, you were still wetting the bed.
I'm glad I made an impression? I guess you've come to say goodbye to Uncle Henry?
Why would I do that? He's dead.
To pay your respects.
Okay. Hey there, Henry, old pal. Better you than me. Ciao.
That's it?
You were expecting tears?
I was expecting something. I mean, here's a guy you fought side by side with for 40 years. You've defeated evil cults. killed vicious beasts and done a number of other things. Aren't you just a little sad that he's gone?
Let me ask you something. Are you sad that he's dead?
Yes, of course. He was my uncle.
And just how well did you know your beloved uncle? When was his birthday? What was his favorite joke? Favorite liqueur? Can you name anything about him that does not directly correlate to his job?
Just because I don't...
That's what I thought. See, it doesn't really matter to you either, but at least I am being honest about it. Anyway, it's been a treat. Good day.
Despite what listeners have no doubt established by now, namely that Asmodeus is a good-for-nothing scoundrel who is a pox on the planet, he's shockingly held in high regard by the majority of the Belford family. Here, as his exit is halted by the arrival of the family matriarch, Marjorie Belford.
Asmodeus, is that you, sweetheart?
Marjorie, my darling, you are a vision of beauty in this time of sorrow.
Ugh, gag.
Now, honey, you know once upon a time old people had lives too. Asmodeus, dear, would you give me a moment with my great-granddaughter?
Although the moments without you are long, I shall pry myself away. Adieu, mon chéri.
Seriously?
Alice, my angel, I wanted to talk to you about your new position. Now tell me the truth. Do you think you're ready to be working with Asmodeus?
Oh, yeah, Grams. I mean, I've been training my whole life, practically. Sure, I know I don't have a lot of experience, but...
No, Alice. I meant, are you ready to work with Asmodeus?
Oh, I think I can handle him.
Good. You know, I just ask because I'm your great-grandmother, and I worry. I wouldn't want you to do anything I wouldn't do.
No worries there.
But keep in mind, I like to do a lot.
Grams!
What, is it so hard to believe that I was once a pretty good-looking lady?
It's not that, Grams. It's just that he's disgusting.
You think so? I see.
What do you mean, I see?
Alice, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Asmodeus is a very attractive young man. It's not uncommon for women in our family to notice this. I had a thing for him.
Do not need to hear
Your
this.
grandmother and your aunts had a thing for him.
Really do not need to hear this.
And, if I recall correctly, you wanted to marry him when you were 2.
What did I know? I was 2.
Don't get angry with me, darling. I'm only saying that if you wanted to fool around with him, you'd be in pretty good company.
Ew. Look, Grams, I know you're just trying to help in your own mystifying way, but I do not want Asmodeus in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I think I'm going to go wash off the creep that rubbed off on me during our 3-second conversation. See you, Grams. Love you.
I love you too, darling. Oh dear, she's just like her Aunt Samantha. It's always worse when they try to fight it. Always harder on the furniture as well. I remember one thing he used to do with his tongue.
And on that terrifying note, let us depart from the funeral. Patience, my listeners, as I set the scene for Alice's initiation into the role of the hunter. Once upon a time, this sacred ritual was steeped in symbolism, an ancient rite where the family would gather, cloaked in hooded robes, and watched as their new savior accepted his or her terrible burden. However, the ritual has become somewhat abbreviated, with most of the family creating various excuses not to attend. As it stands, only Alice's great-uncle, her little sister Wilhelmina, and that bane of my existence Asmodeus bear vigil to Alice's ascension.
Well, congratulations again, Alice. I know you must be so excited.
This is it?
Oh, well, if you like, I could bring out the robes. I always felt they added a certain amount of dignity.
That's all right. I'll stick to jeans. Still, I thought Mom would at least make it.
But tonight's her Pilates class.
I know, Mina, but how many times am I going to become the hunter?
In a perfect world, never.
I find it hard to believe that all my relatives go gaga over you.
I am a very cunning linguist.
What's a linguist?
Well, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Alice, if you could just step in the sacred circle. There you go. No one minds if we skip over the Latin, do you? I was never particularly good at Latin. We are gathered to bear witness to one of the greatest events of a lifetime. The world is not how it appears or how we wish it to be, for there are things that would seek to do innocence harm. that they may be safe in both body and mind, there is one who has taken it upon themselves to fight that which looks unseen by mortal eyes. Here, as the chosen one begins her vow. Now, where did I put that candle? Symbolizing the fight against darkness. Ah, there it is. Okay, go ahead and say the words.
There are things in the night that should not be, and while the weak and the innocent may cower in the darkness, my duty is to light the way. Though the road be long and my steps uneven, I shall not falter in my duty while I still draw breath.
Go on.
And I sure as hell don't need the help of some self-absorbed bloodsucker to do it.
Alice, a little decorum, please.
And while I walk this path, I take comfort that I need not travel alone. There is someone to light the way before me.
Asmodeus, go on.
As I light this candle, I hereby answer my call and duty to serve you in your quest. If you falter, I will aid you. If you fall, I shall pick you up. You never need fear while I am there to protect you. For I am sworn to forever assist you and shall fight even unto my own destruction while you still breathe. I am your guide, your aid, and your defender.
Wow, that was actually kind of touching.
Don't worry, I still aid you with a fiery passion.
And now that the sacred bond has been formed...
Dick.
Harpy.
Now that the sacred bond has been formed, the hunter may undergo her first trial.
All right, so what am I fighting tonight? Werewolf? Demon? Another vampire so that I can live vicariously?
Here is the address of a local haunting. You must go there and rid the house of its unwelcome phantom.
A ghost? That's it? Oh man, I was hoping for something more interesting.
Well, who would you have called? And if you think it's too difficult for you...
Okay, first of all, it's who you gonna call.
That doesn't even make sense grammatically.
And secondly, it's not too difficult. It is exceedingly boring. I mean, I have been training my whole life. But studying the occult, going through rigorous physical training.
Alice?
Only for my first task to be some run-of-the-mill haunting?
But I got to pick it.
What?
Uncle Lawrence said that there were a few choices and he couldn't decide, so he asked if I wanted to pick it. And I tried to pick a good one, I really did. And I thought you'd like it, I really did. And I didn't mean to mess up.
Great going. Hey there. I think you did a really good job picking.
Really?
Really. I have fought a lot of things with a lot of different hunters, but I have always felt the scariest were ghosts. Alice just doesn't know any better because she hasn't done this before. But trust me, after she's fought the ghosts, she'll be back telling you how awesome your pick was. Assuming she survives.
Wow. Thanks, Mr. Asmodeus.
My pleasure, Wilhelmina.
Yeah, Mina, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking.
That's okay, Alice. Have fun, don't die. Bye!
Hey, Asmodeus, much as I'm loath to say this, thanks. Wilhelmina's a good kid, and I never meant to hurt her feelings.
No problem. The way I see it, it's an investment.
What do you mean by investment?
She's obviously a cute little girl who I'm sure will only grow even more lovely as time goes by.
Stay the hell away from my sister, you perv!
I'm not a pedophile, for God's sake. I don't want her now. But, the way I figure, in another 10 to 12 years, she'll be a stunning young woman, and I will still be me.
Ew.
Actually, she reminds me a lot of Marjorie. I wonder if she'll have the same impressive rack.
Opposite ends of the spectrum, gross. Stop talking before everything is ruined forever.
Oh, you first.
At last, dear listeners, we now approach the climax of our tale. The moment of truth approaches. Will she succeed in her task and become the hunter? Our heroine is tense. True, none have failed in answering the call. Even the worst hunter on record managed to last a few battles. But doesn't that make the prospect more intimidating? What if she were the first in a long line of fighters to not even last through the night? What if...
You know, as much as I'm enjoying this train of thought, you're monologuing again. What are you going on about?
Well, you Philistine, I am trying to build up dramatic tension, and the fact of the matter is that the journey to our first battle lacks excitement.
For once I see your point. She takes a step with her right foot, and then her left. Still, the melodrama that you're inserting here...
Who are you talking to?
Nobody. Trust me.
Great. Now I'm stuck with an asshole crazy vampire.
As if you were some sort of prize. I've been around for a long, long time and become well acquainted with numerous women. Tall women, short women, fair women, dark women, young, old, brunettes, redheads, and blondes. And I have to say that you are the least attractive, most shrewish, horrible woman I've ever laid eyes on. I would not sleep with you if you begged me.
Nobody's begging. There are not words in the English language to describe how disgusting you are. You are the most conceivably hideous creature in existence. Fuck this noise. I don't need your help. You can go sit on a stake and spin for all I care. I can take care of this by myself.
How charming, a temper tantrum. As much as I would love to let you go this little endeavor alone, I am compelled by mystical forces to make sure you don't hurt yourself. If I had a choice about protecting you and following your orders, believe me.
Hey, that's right. You have to follow my orders.
Don't get too excited, Princess, only as far as the job is concerned.
But say I were to order you to leave me to fight the creature alone.
I would have to interfere if your life were in danger.
Fine, barring that.
Well, then that would be the best news I've heard all day.
Consider it done. Oh, look, we're here.
And before her, Alice sees her destination, the haunted home. It appears to be a cozy 2-story house painted in a light blue with lilac trimmings, possibly a 3-bedroom. There's even a white picket fence in front of this lovely flower garden.
Huh. Not what I was expecting.
And what were you expecting? A decrepit monument filled with bats under the full moon?
Kinda, yeah.
In the middle of town? Looks, brains, you really don't have anything going for you, do you?
Just stay out of my way. The sooner I'm done here, the sooner I can be free of your presence.
Fine by me. Morbid point of curiosity, though. Do you actually know how to defeat a ghost?
Yes, I have studied ways to beat all kinds of supernatural beings. From vampires to leprechauns to elder gods to vampires. I think I can handle a simple ghost.
Well, then, by all means, after you.
The living room matched the outside of the house quite well. Fine Swedish furniture of a nondescript nature on the floor. Pictures of equally nondescript people were hanging on the walls. Aside from the fine layer of dust, this home could have been the current dwelling of any suburban family. Asmodeus settled down on the paisley couch by the window.
Go ahead. I'll be right here awaiting your pleas for help.
There won't be any, so you'd better get comfortable. Now, let's see. First, I have to figure out where the spirit tends to manifest. Living room looks fairly undisturbed, so let's go over to the dining room, and holy shit!
As opposed to the sterile order of the living room, the dining room looked as though it had been repeatedly ransacked. Chairs were strewed about the room, the chandelier was cracked, and the long wooden dining room table was broken in half.
Cold spot spotted. Okay, now all I have to do is offend the ghost by my presence, and it should appear. Well, it took special care to wreck this room, so in theory, the best way to piss it off should be to clean up. This is the exact opposite of how I annoy Mom. Go figure.
As Alice begins straightening up the room, the house begins to grow noticeably colder. Alice takes this as a sign that her plan is working, not knowing that Asmodeus is villainously lowering the thermostat. However, his malevolent behavior appears to be without consequence, as an otherworldly presence begins to moan.
Hello, spirit from beyond the grave. I'm sorry to disturb your handiwork, but I'm here to help you move beyond whatever is tying you to this world. What is it you were looking for? What is tying you to the past, your unfinished business? Pardon? Ah!
Alice quickly dodges as a fork zooms past her head and embeds itself into the wall behind her. In front of her, the discarded silverware swirls to form a vaguely human outline, a terrifying shape made of swirling cutlery.
Okay, I get it. You're looking for an object of sentimental value, I guess? Is it in the house? You're not trying to communicate with me. You're reciting cereal ads. Crap, you're not a ghost. You're a...
Yes! What Alice has discovered is that this is no ordinary haunting. Instead of discovering a typical ghostly presence merely seeking to move on, she has uncovered a poltergeist. A spiteful and destructive spirit who only seeks to disrupt order and to terrify the living. The creature has also been known to pick up bits of phrases that have been repeated in its presence, such as TV jingles, making it possibly the most deadly and annoying specter known to man.
Crap!
Everything going all right in there?
Yes! Perfectly fine! Ah! Close one.
Because it kind of sounds like you're not doing very well.
I said I'm fine!
Momentarily distracted, Alice takes her eyes off the poltergeist for a mere moment when it disappears from her line of sight. She scans the room for any sign of it, when from the corner of her eye she sees the specter's spinning visage as it launches a knife in her direction and then sends it flying through the air towards her. With cat-like agility, she spins and catches the knife and aims it back at her opponent, stabbing its midsection and causing cutlery to fall to the ground. Exanimate.
Ha! Gotcha! Oh, right. Incorporeal. Damn.
As Alice dodges and ducks the household objects coming at her, she tries to think of a strategy against something she cannot hit. It's a fairly difficult task, given that most of her attention must be given to making sure she is not painfully smashed.
If I could just concentrate!
Can I help now? I'm bored.
No! I've got this under control. I just need to...
With her concentration broken, Alice does not notice the poltergeist tossing a heavy vase towards her head. A somewhat poor forgery of a Ming vase, it could do real damage to her lithe frame. Her eyes widen in shock as she sees the vase before her, knowing she cannot possibly move in time. But then...
Ow.
How did you...
Can I kill it now?
I can still do this. I just need time to think.
Well, could you think of a plan before it hits me with everything in the damn room?
You think this is easy? Fine, go ahead and take care of it.
Finally.
The battered vampire takes out a small but carefully wrapped vial from his coat pocket. He scans the room, searching with supernatural cunning for the location of the poltergeist. His eyes narrow as he finds his target. He flings the vial and it cracks against an invisible barrier with force as the specter screams in pain. Asmodeus begins the incantation.
Spiritus agietonus ego te lego, in nomine Jesu et hominum sacatonum et tu imperio, risedere spurius. Boom shakalaka, 1, 2, 3, 4. What the hell are you waiting for? Get the fuck out.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
And there we go.
What was that last bit really necessary?
Nope. Just for fun.
Oh. Well, you must be happy.
Not particularly. I think this suit is ruined. Poltergeists don't even leave anything for me to feed off afterwards. Selfish bastards.
No, I mean, about not having to be around me anymore.
And I should be so lucky. Why?
I failed! My first fight was a fucking poltergeist and I couldn't even defeat it. I'm the worst hunter ever.
Maybe, but I'm not rid of you yet.
What?
You didn't fail the test. The test was for you to survive. Congratulations, you did. No competency required.
That's it?
Yeah. It's not really all that impressive of a club you're trying to join here. I do most of the heavy lifting. Always have.
How do I know you're not lying to me?
Why on earth would I lie to you about this? To make you happy?
Okay, point. You know what? Let's just go home.
All right. Can we make a stop at the Asian market? I feel like Chinese tonight.
We have a huge supply of blood for you back at the house.
Who was talking about food? After battle, I always love a little victory sex, and since you're not an option...
I hate you so damn much.
And so we take our leave with Alice's questionably successful first mission. Tune in next time where we promise more violence. Much, much more violence.
This is Friend of the Family, created by C. Paris and is a strange and unusual production. Please visit our website at strangeandunusual.com. That's STRANGENUNUSUAL.com. Thank you.